Alright, any button. Alright, so I don't know how close to the end I am. I hope I'm close to the end. I'd like to be close to the end. If I'm close to the end, it would be great right now. Alright. Keeping calm.
That beam of light joining Dana and Rena. It was the Renan side that it first came from, right?
That's what it looked like. And then the Danon side responded.
Perhaps it was some kind of directive from the Renan homeworld? To reawaken the Wedge and Lenegis?
Which would mean that whoever's behind all this is on Rena after all. But what are they after? Is it really worth going through all this trouble just to steal Dana's energy?
Try to stay calm. With so many factors we don't understand,
But are they
dwelling on
really
it won't get us
stealing the energy?
anywhere. What is it?
No, it's just... Zephyr once told me the same thing. So much for me making progress, huh?
You made it this far, didn't you? You notice something, you change it. That's all anyone can do. But you can't stand still in the meantime.
Okay, I need promo. Where is promo? Self promo. That one, and I want to do... There's got to be an easier way to set all this up. Put it onto here, into general. Should have copied this off the other one. That would have made sense, so I can't do that. Oh, she's eating again. Okay, now post that into general. And yeah.
Are you just going to keep standing around or what?
Sorry, I'm just getting prepped over here.
Alrighty. Let's see what we're doing here. So you got pretty flowers. Stasis. Oh, this is a You Are Here map. Sure, we'll start at the top. Oh, okay. That narrows it down. Oh, goodness. Wonder what the pollen count is today. Alright, so this looks like it leads to nowhere. Okay, there's a lot of flowers. There's a lot of flower themes going on here. Okay, so nothing of interest. We'll go here. More story.
This place looks a lot like that room we saw back in the Forbidden Zone.
Huh? What's that? It's one of those!
A red woman in disguise. Or is this their true form?
So it was a trap?
It's a trap, it's a trap, it's a trap, trap, trap.
It doesn't look like it can move.
Well, how did you feel coming out of stasis?
Tell me, are you the one who brought us here?
No.
That is correct.
It is unusual for me to have unexpected guests these days.
It can talk.
What are you?
Hevrecht 35.
Hevrecht 35. Is that your name?
Correct.
What is this place? No, wait, before that, just what exactly are you? Are you somehow associated with the Red Women?
Before I answer, I have a question for you. How did you all arrive in this sector?
Spaceship?
We did not come to this place by choice. Our ship was brought here against our will, by a group of Red Women who can shift into the same form as you.
In that case, we can assume my brethren who serve the Great Spirit have deemed you all to be a threat most grave.
What do you mean, serve? Are you saying there really is someone more powerful than the Red Women, pulling their strings?
What did you do to us?
I examined your bodies. You have not been harmed in any way. Identifiers detected. The Sovereign and Maiden are among you. However, you aren't under its control. I see why they viewed you as a danger now.
Oh, goody. More riddles.
Do you think we can trust this thing?
Like it or not, it may be our best chance at a ticket out of here. Let's at least hear it out.
Sovereign and Maiden are
I shall now
among
answer
you.
your questions. We are Helganquil. The Red Women you encountered previously are a form of disguise we employ from time to time, but not our true form.
Helganquil?
You are on Dake Phasol, a celestial base which drifted here by accident. The will of Rena's Great Spirit no longer reaches us here. Since my sudden separation from the Great Spirit's influence, I have used any and all means to extend my lifespan. As I have done so, I have also set out to monitor and research Rena and Dana from this position.
A question. What is this Great Spirit of which you speak? Is it something that rules over your kind?
Correct. The Great Astral Spirit is a large mass of astral energy that fills all of Rena, one with its own will, a voice we cannot refuse.
A voice? Just like Dana.
The voice of the Great Spirit speaks to our hearts directly, and we have served it, without question, throughout the ages.
Does that mean it was controlling your minds? Wait a second. Could this Great Spirit be the true Sovereign of Rena?
The true ruler of Rena. It could be the same thing that's controlling Volron.
No, Volron's just crazy.
Wait, back up. You're telling us this Great Spirit of yours is the one that ordered you things to harvest the astral energy from Dana? I'm not sure I believe that.
Why not? We've already made contact with the will of Dana back in the Wedge, and in the Forbidden Zone on Lenegus. If Dana has a will of its own, I don't see why Rena wouldn't.
Maybe not, but think about what you're saying. If Dana has a will like Rena, then that would mean that we've been controlled by the voice of Dana this whole time, just like these things.
Dana's will hasn't been forcing us to do anything.
Yeah, but...
Let's assume that what Hevrecht 35 claims is true, and that we are indeed cut off from both planets. Even if we had previously been under the control of Dana's will, we would have noticed now that we are disconnected.
Your fear is not based in logic. The voice of Dana is much smaller and quieter compared to that of Rena's Great Spirit. Rena's astral energy is amassed at its center, whereas Dana's is shared among all its constituents. So thinly is that energy spread that it cannot coalesce and formulate a will. Our findings here indicate as much.
Which explains why we felt its will where we did. The Wedge and Lenegus are where so much of that energy had been accumulated.
The Great Spirit's desire is to consume all astral energy. and the pursuit of that desire is why you see Rena in its current state. As a result, it has turned its attention toward Dana.
Is that why the crown contest is necessary? So that the Great Spirit can feed off of Dana?
Indeed. And it was to that end that we Helganquil devised the crown contest. Had the initial spirit channeling from 300 years ago succeeded, all of Dana's astral energy would have been seized.
But the ceremony failed. Lenegis was severely damaged, and you lost both the Sovereign and the Renis Alma.
Correct. A change in plan was required to ensure the spirit channeling's success. However, recreating the Renis Alma required a vast amount of energy. That is why we turned to Dana.
So that was the real purpose behind the crown contest. An efficient means to harvest the necessary energy from Dana.
This is all happening because of me.
Well, no.
Nevertheless, you still haven't answered one of Alphen's original questions. Just why have you brought us here to your base, Hevrecht 35?
First, it was to confirm the identities of you, my unexpected visitors. Second, it was to ascertain whether you would be likely to accept my request.
A request? But what could someone like you want us to...
I wish for you all to slay the Great Spirit.
Sure.
I'm sorry, did you just ask us to kill your master?
I did. It is in your best interest that you do so, I might add.
What makes you say that?
I was gonna kill everybody.
Lenegis has entered the final stage of the spirit channeling plan. As we speak, Dana's energy is being harvested en masse and transmitted to Rena. If nothing is done about the Great Spirit, it will not be long before all is lost.
You're saying the destruction we saw earlier is just the beginning? That...
We won't let that happen.
Why do you want us to kill the Great Spirit so badly? Is it to save our world? To free you, Helganquil, from under its control?
Yes.
Why?
All the above?
No. My primary concern is validating our findings and analysis, which have taken many years to realize. As such, it is my desire to see how your actions impact and change these systems. However, I will not deny that vengeance also plays a part.
Vengeance? For what?
In spite of our long service to the Great
Angry
Spirit,
scientist.
our species is on the brink of extinction.
You mean... you're dying?
At this stage, it would be wise for you to talk with the others. Ask them what you need to know. Once you have your answer, return to me. If you agree to help, I shall fix your ship.
Others? Just how many of you are there?
I am the only Helganquil who inhabits Dake Faisal.
Okay.
Hey! Hey!
It's no use. I think it's done talking to us. Let's take a look around.
Okay. Find the others. Can't get behind. Seems Hevrock 35's condition, lots of vital sign stats are displayed. Well, he's basically in stasis, so he should be fine.
You can't seriously be buying anything that creature told us, right? I mean, it's practically blackmailing us into doing its dirty work.
To be honest, the conversation went on for so long, I'm not sure I understood all of it. How about you, Dohalim? Were you able to follow it at all?
Wasn't that long?
At the very least, everything it said about the Renan Great Spirit adds up. At the end of the day, this whole chain of events comes back to astral energy. That being said, had we not previously encountered the will of Dana, I suspect I would find its story much more difficult to believe.
The spirit of Rena wants to see Dana completely destroyed.
But why? Astral energy is supposed to be a force that creates and shapes the world.
It doesn't matter. I don't care if we're up against an entire world or what its game is. We're not going to let it destroy Dana.
Right.
There is one other thing that concerns me. How the Great Spirit, the Helganquil, and the Crown Contest are all part of a centuries-long plan is clear enough. But what about the Renans? How do they factor into all this?
Now that you mention it, and all that talk, Hevrek 35 never even brought up the Renans once. And as for the Helganquil, we never did find out just what they are either.
Maybe it had a reason for keeping its silence. Or perhaps there's even more going on. Maybe the others will shed more light on the matter. Let's find out.
Denons and Renans are probably the same people. It's working on a caste system. The Danans are the lowest caste. Doop, 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 doop. Still nothing. So this was the central floor. I didn't have access to the lower floor. Well, we can go to the upper floor. Open. Open, says me. Oh, can I walk right up to the window? Not right up to the window. Pretty close, though. So. That's what we're looking at. Okay, so there's nothing in here. Okay, well, there's nothing obvious in here. Yeah? Yeah. Lower level? Or you didn't want me to go before? Flowers. So nothing obvious. This is the space station. Construction plan showing a central elevator shaft and multiple circular areas. Yep, figured that out already. So I guess we go this way, as my options are limited.
Who are they?
What is it?
Oh, my apologies. It's just been so long since I've seen any humans from the outside world.
Are you a Renan?
Oh, yeah, I guess so. The Overseer told us to answer any questions you might have. Whatever you want to know, we'll tell you as much as we can. But be quick. Our subjects are undergoing a dramatic shift that we don't want to miss.
What a weird guy.
He must have meant Hevrecht 35 when he mentioned that overseer.
And what was that about subjects? You don't think he meant Dana and Rena, do you?
Mm-hmm.
There isn't anyone else we can talk to. I guess we should ask around here. Can we talk to you for a few minutes?
Sure. It's going to be a while before the two planets undergo their next shift, so I can talk until then.
Please, tell us what you know about the Helganquil.
You mean the Overseer's species? I can't say I know much about them.
Well, for starters, where'd they come from?
Where else? From Rena, obviously.
From Rena? Wait, are you telling us those things live right alongside the Renans down there?
Of course not. There's really no such thing as Renans in the first place.
Excuse me?
Oh, I thought the Overseer explained everything.
Apparently not.
Please, tell us more.
Well, in a nutshell, the Renans were originally created from Danans by the Helganquil.
Dun, dun, dun.
But if that's true, then that would mean there aren't any people on Rena.
Correct.
There aren't. But there are Helganquil. That's what the name literally means in their language. People of Rena.
But what need could they possibly have to create a whole new race of people?
It was a way to bolster their dwindling workforce. I trust you're aware that the Helganquil are on the verge of extinction, yes? In essence, we were created to carry on their work for the Great Spirit after they all die. They gathered Danans who had an affinity for astral arts and proceeded from there. That's why we, as their descendants, can all cast arts, albeit to varying degrees.
Let me get this straight. Are you saying Renans were originally created from Danans that the Helganquil kidnapped?
Yes.
That explains why almost nobody can use Astro Arts on Dana now.
Correct.
Helganquil technology is truly amazing. The way they alter their bodies is far less invasive than your conventional surgeries. They have these tiny machines that are practically invisible, which they insert into their bodies and...
Enough! You needn't tell us anymore.
How can you speak so calmly about all of this?
I guess I can see how, when viewed in a certain light, their ways may sound grotesque. But if you ask me, I think they ultimately did us a favor. They saved us from crawling the earth in ignorance. If it meant their hands had to get a little dirty in the process, then so be it.
God.
Anyway, the Helganquil are the real Renans. Personally, I don't think it's such a big deal. They're also mostly the ones behind what you see going on between the two planets. I think that covers just about everything worth knowing.
I see. Thanks for filling us in.
Oh boy.
Does he really expect us to believe that Renans never truly existed? How absurd.
Dohalim.
Just when I think we're getting to the bottom of it all, some new revelation smacks us in the face.
Then let's hope this is our last revelation for a while.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It all makes sense.
Have you guys lived up here in Deg Faisal with Hevrecht 35 for a long time?
Yes. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head just how long it's been, though. We regularly go into stasis, so our sense of time has gotten rather out of whack over the years.
Why are you all even here in the first place?
Originally, this station was where we worked to perform maintenance on Lenegis from the outside.
We heard that the facility ended up in its current location due to an accident.
Oh, it was terrible. Apparently there was some kind of accident, and when help never arrived, they presumed the entire facility had been destroyed.
And you've been working for Hevrecht 35 ever since?
Well, at first we thought that there was nobody else inside the facility. but then it turned out the Overseer was there all along.
What do you mean?
The Helganquil have the technology to cloak themselves around us Renans. As long as they don't do anything obvious, a Renan won't see one, even if it's right in front of them.
Which is what the Red Woman
Which
did.
would explain why Shion and I failed to notice the Red Women previously. Do they employ an astral art of some sort?
I haven't been able to scientifically confirm it for myself, but from what I understand, the type of cloaking they use is primarily achieved through mechanical means. In addition, they also used hypnosis devices and information control to get us to do what they wanted without being detected. It's a pretty sophisticated operation, especially since it avoids any unnecessary conflict. I have to imagine that's how Lenegis is still run.
But aren't the Helganquil themselves controlled by the Great Spirit? If so, why aren't Renans affected by it in the same way?
The Great Spirit's mind control only works on Helganquil, so they had to employ other means to manipulate us Renans.
You act like this didn't affect you personally. If I was you, I'd be mad as hell at their deceptions.
I mean, sure, I was surprised when I first found out about it, but it happened so long ago.
Hundreds of years for her.
Hevrek 35 has clearly ceased concealing itself, though. Why is that?
Who can say? My guess is it just got bored, or maybe even a little lonely.
Don't you want to go back home to Rena or Lenegis? Our ship is going to be fixed pretty soon. You could ride with us.
Not home anymore.
No way. If we went back after knowing the truth, they'd either just brainwash us or purge us outright. After all this time, there's nothing to be gained from going back. We've all agreed it'd be best to simply stay here and watch everything unfold instead. Things are going just fine with the Overseer. Not that it'll be around much longer. It can't extend its life any further. That said, I'm sure it's pleased to see the final stage of the plan before it passes on, though.
The plan.
Thank you for answering our questions.
Don't anybody ask what the plan is. That would just, like, answer all the questions. Appears to maintain constant monitoring to ensure nothing approaches. Okay. Maybe this guy has the answers.
Do you know anything about a spirit channeling plan?
If you mean the first plan from 300 years ago, then yes. Do you know what its main objective was?
Yes. It was to use Lenegis to siphon off Dana's astral energy and send it to Rena.
Exactly. However, there were two problems we had to consider. First was how to collect and send such a large quantity of astral energy without it becoming sentient. Second, we had to figure out how to convert Dana's energy so it would be compatible with Rena.
I take it the solutions to those problems were to use the Wedge for the collection, and then the Sovereign and Maiden to convert the energy.
We have a winner! However, the first plan failed when the Sovereign was overwhelmed and became frenzied. The reason for that is because the Maiden lost control. I'm told he slaughtered many Renans in Helganquil that day. For the next plan, we tried to recreate the Renis Alma, but we didn't have nearly enough of the other non-dark astral energy types. To amend that, we set our sights on Dana, and implemented a system whereby we could extract energy from it.
And the crown contest began.
Correct. Since the Maiden had been the failing point in the previous plan, it was decided to replace her role with machinery to avoid further mishaps. A new Sovereign had to be made as well. It was such tremendously difficult work, its success was dubious. But from the look of things, it would appear such worries were unfounded.
So that's what the purpose of that room we found in the Forbidden Zone was.
10,000 experiments.
What about the
2
flower that
successes.
sprouted from Rena?
Flower? Oh, that thing. That's the physical manifestation of all the astral energy that's been harvested from Dana. As I'm sure you've noticed, it's quite a lot of energy. At this point, it's likely that it's become physically integrated with Rena's planetary structure.
Hevrek 35 mentioned that the spirit channeling plan is entering its final stage. Is that true?
It is. I never thought I would live to see the day with my own eyes. And yet here we are. Are we done talking now? If it's all the same to you, I'd really rather not miss anything that's about to happen.
He talks like the potential end of the world is just another day on the job.
You've got to remember that these guys have been living alone up here for a long time. Who knows what shape their minds are in?
The station is home.
It feels like our whole world has been turned upside down. Is there anything we know that's still true at this point?
Seriously, I'm still trying to process the fact that we Renans were created by the Helganquil, let alone the Sovereign and Maiden stuff.
Let's take a moment to gather ourselves. I know all of this is a lot to believe and take in, but I think it's fair to say that we've found the answers we've been looking for. Does everyone agree?
Agreed. Though I'll admit that I never expected it to all boil down to Rena's great spirit being behind everything.
Everything that's happened, everything we've endured, it's all because of astral energy.
And to get that energy, the Great Spirit took control of the Helganquil. Then the Helganquil created the Renans, who went on to invade and rule over the Danans.
Plus, the reason the Great Spirit can't directly control the Renans as well is likely because they were originally Danans all along.
Either way, I think it's fair to say we've all had a lot to take in at once. Maybe too much, even. We should probably take it easy and rest our minds a bit. Why don't we all take some time to think things over, before we decide on our next move?
That's a good idea, Kisara. If the Renan Great Spirit really is behind all this, then we've got a really big fight ahead of us. Because it's not just Dana on the line, but Rena too. If we're going to do this, we need to be completely sure of ourselves. So let's go ahead and break off for now. We aren't in any immediate danger, so we should be okay. You sure you don't want to be alone right now?
I could ask you the same question.
I figured I'd get all my thinking in while walking around and checking up on everybody.
I'll go along with you. I'm interested to hear what's on everyone's minds too.
Sounds good. Let's go find them.
Party disbanded. Proceeding according to plan, feel honored to witness the final stages of an event generations in the making. Okay, well.
Way, huh?
Yeah. Let's hit up each spot.
Overseer and I have a lot of lively debates on a whole host of topics. I always enjoy them. Our perspectives as members of different species are so unique it makes for an intellectually stimulating conversation. I have to imagine the Overseer enjoys them as well. They make for an excellent way to stave off the monotony. Wow. English, I do know. I'm not even going to try. That's just too many. No.
Everything we thought we knew. It was all just a fabrication that the Red Women, that the Helganquil made up.
Right. Assuming we can believe anything that Hevrek 35 has told us, that is.
That makes sense.
Well, if the names are anything to go by, it's possible the Helganquil could be behind the fruits of Helgen too.
But if Hevrek 35 was telling the truth, and this was all just one massive lie, does that mean everything we've done up until now has been pointless?
No, I don't think so. Or at least I hope not. I think it just means we've lost our foothold for now. That's all.
Really? Well then, if we've lost it, I guess we'll just have to find another. All of us together. And if we can't find one, then we'll make a new one. End of story.
Make one, huh?
Yep.
I see. Right then. Count me in.
Yeah. Sit down, do some homework. That's fine. Yeah. Go get the computer set up and I'll go put the pin. I'll put the pin in. You go set it all up. Craftsmen say that Helganquin display always astounds me, whether it's the Zeugles, us Renans, or anything else for that matter. I like to imagine it will take our kind many of generations before we'll arrive at their level of sophistication and expertise. Well, I mean, you guys alone are a couple hundred years old, and... Oh, look at that. Do I need to cook before resting? Probably not. What's up? I mean, you could. If you wanted to. But you got homework to do. What else are you gonna do? Why don't you grab the fractions book that's in there and work on... Okay, so there's 2 blue books in the orange holder. One of them should be like adding some addition, subtraction, and the other one, yeah, the humble maths. The other one should be fractions and time and money. Yeah, so why don't you work on that? You can do it upstairs or downstairs or around stairs or through the stairs, or just don't be falling down the stairs. Okay. Feel free to come by whenever you need to lie down. It's not the most comfortable lodgings, but you're always welcome. Phew. Oh, wow. How did we end up with more people?
You both seem awfully calm.
Only because after everything we've seen, we don't have the energy to keep being shocked.
How are you holding up, Rinwell? That whole talk about the Renans looked like it shook you up a bit.
Yeah. I get this sinking feeling whenever I remember how Dahnan mages like my family were persecuted and died out. And now, I finally know why that is. But I was thinking, if Renans end up living together with Dahnans again, then mages won't be such an unusual thing to see on Dahna anymore, right? I know it's not as simple as all that, but Dahnans probably won't be so quick to let their guards down. And there might be Renans who still act superior because of their arts.
It wouldn't surprise me. 300 years of bad blood and prejudice isn't going to be an easy thing to overcome.
Yeah, I know firsthand just how much hatred can take hold in your heart once you let it in. But even so, I was still able to change. And if I can change, so can anyone else. So I was thinking maybe, I don't know, I could use my position as both a Dahnan and a mage to help bring both sides together.
Rinwell.
That great spirit worries me too, though. Dahna's will feels so warm and inviting. So why is Rena's will trying to destroy our entire planet?
Now that you mention it, Heverick 35 and the other scientists here never really brought that up. Maybe they don't know either.
Maybe. But regardless, at the end of the day, Dahna's still our home. There's no way we can let it be destroyed.
Hi. How are you?
We'll keep it safe no matter what.
Oh, let's see here. Where are we going? Alright, y'all aren't talkative. Oh, you're kind of talkative. Did Renans on Lenegis lose control of their Zeugles? I suppose it's plausible. What with all the astral energy flowing through the place? Okay, put that there. Okay. In which case, the arts that were keeping them in line must have been disrupted. I doubt it was otherwise the work of the Great Spirit. I agree. It's hard to believe that such a massive consciousness could deliberately conceive and then carry out such a localized phenomenon. You? Really? You need healing. You collapsed again. Help me back up. Oh, I appreciate it. Thanks to you, I can continue learning about my research. What's going on?
That's what I'm working with.
Oh, okay.
That's your...
Okay, let's get your laptop out. Come on, let's get your laptop out.
Oh, it's you two. Does he seem like he's doing any better now?
Oh, it's you again.
He who? Oh, you mean Dohalim, don't you?
I know that we're all struggling to wrap our minds around it all, but he looked like he was taking it really hard earlier.
What do you think about everything we've learned? About the Renans, and the Great Spirit, and all that?
On some level, I'm not even really sure what to think, to be honest. I mean, the Great Spirit is like a huge natural disaster, but with a mind and will of its own. But if that thing's hellbent on trying to destroy our planet, then the only thing left for us to do is stop it. As for the Renans, I suppose my feelings on that are a bit more mixed.
How so?
Coexistence between Dahnans and Renans in Menancia is still a work in progress. In my case, I think that's partly because deep down, I was still on guard around Renans. So...
I'm pretty good. It's not bad today.
To be told that they're like us...
It's a little bit rainy.
Actually just
not too cold.
Like us is... Well... I guess it's a little deflating, to be honest.
Oh my goodness.
You kept a pretty level head.
You mean about the Renans? At the end of the day, the Helganquil and the Great Spirit are the ones who are responsible. But at the same time, I realize that not every Dahnan is necessarily going to believe that either.
I know you're already aware of this, but the list of grievances the Dahnans have against the Renans is long, and understandably so. And if people then find out that they're all actually one and the same, yeah, I don't think they're going to take to it too kindly.
Yeah, there's
even
not
just
many ways to
among
get around that,
Dahnans,
though.
I'm sure there'll be some who emerge with power, and some who won't. I think if we can find a way to get rid of that imbalance, then we'll be in a truly good place.
Well, first we can try to figure out what to do about the existing conflicts we have.
Yeah. It'd be nice if one day people could learn to get past their hatred like Rinwell did.
It's no small task. We can't pretend like the past didn't happen and ask people to forget their very real pain and suffering.
Right. Everybody has their reasons for feeling the way that they do. But if we just keep yelling at each other about it, we'll never move on. In a worst-case scenario, it might lead to even more people getting killed.
And we all have to figure out how to meet halfway. Not just that, but to also embrace each other's pain, in a sense.
That's an interesting way of putting it.
Yeah,
It's
not
true.
everyone wants to do that, though.
Everybody has their own scars, their own trauma. The first step to healing those wounds is to put aside that hatred. It won't be achieved through reasoning, but I think it's a good first step, if nothing else. And now, I think I see a way to move forward. But to do that, first we need to make sure our planet isn't going to get wiped out.
I'm definitely almost at the end, because they're starting to wrap up all the storylines. Are you ready? You ready? Alright. Let me go get this little one in my lap now. Alright. What's the password of this? Alright, there you go.
Give me a minute.
Oh, goodness. What, the headphones?
Are you just going to keep standing around or what?
Sorry, I'm just getting prepped over here.
I don't know where they are. I think your sister had them lost. You don't need them, though. It's fine. Just keep the volume on the videos low. You're fine. You're good. Oh, they opened this up? Or did I just not? No, I knew. Oh, okay, never mind. Oh, Dohalim, this world is crushed.
I apologize for making you witness that.
You mean hearing the origins of the Renans?
Indeed. It's shocking to have so many things I thought to be
What's down to
indelible
30?
fade away in mere seconds.
Okay.
Even I'm still not sure everything we've heard here is actually true.
Let's not delude ourselves. If what we've heard is a lie, it's a rather elaborate one. I can only imagine that you must have been constantly feeling like this, ever since your memory returned, Alphen. And you as well, Shionne. About your thorns, and being a maiden.
That's just part of being alive, don't you think?
To say the least. But enough about me. I'm not concerned for myself. What concerns me is all of the other Renans out there.
When you say the other Renans, you mean the ones that are living on Lenegis or Dana, right?
Correct. Even if we stop the Great Spirit from annihilating Dana, our problems will still remain. Putting aside the untold state that Rena may be in, if we do not truly belong there, we will have to think long and hard about where it is that we wish to return to.
So, I guess your only real choices at this point are to either stay on Lenegis, or come down to Dana, huh? And right now, Lenegis might not even be a safe option.
And at the same time, Danans are hardly likely to embrace Renans with open arms. If the issue is forced, things could turn dire. There is, after all, 3 centuries worth of hatred to overcome between us. And the victims of our rule have absolutely every right to feel animosity towards us Renans. Our own circumstances as the aggressors are irrelevant.
I didn't expect the former Lord of Menancia to be so down about people reconciling.
Menancia's fate was a stroke of good luck. There had been backlash over how it had been ruled, and I was blessed to have sympathizers among my ranks. Still, even now, there remain ardent dissidents.
But things can still change if you have the right people to help lead the way. Isn't that what you hope to achieve on Lenegis, after this is all over?
Indeed. I have fully accepted the burden of
but I
that
think you're supposed to be on Unit 2 or 3 now, aren't you?
I remain determined.
There was
on
more.
That note, I have something of a favor to ask of you, Alphen.
Oh? What is it?
I wish for you to serve as a mediator, so that the Renans can live on Dana peaceably. As the one and only Blazing Sword, I suspect the Danans may listen to what you have to say when problems arise.
And I take it that you'll be the one to represent the Renans?
Yes. I realize that I'm asking quite a lot of you. However, the fact of the matter is that it will take time for Renans to re-enter Danan society without any bloodshed. That is why...
You're the same as ever, Dohalim.
Is it too much?
No, relax. You get so tense and formal when you're asking for a favor. Listen, there's no need for that. We're friends.
You're too kind. I can see you were raised well.
That's some high praise, Alphen.
Then I'll ask once again, this time just as friends. Alphen, will you help me?
You don't even need to ask. Of course I will.
Thank you, my friend.
Yeah, you've probably done about half of it. So you can probably get away with doing the tests. That's my youngest. She's doing her schoolwork. She's in grade 1. She's doing math right now. It's only logical there would be more pressing concerns instead. Should be fine. I don't think I can... So Lenegis is going to be obsolete after everything is done. Oh, she's 6. Wild and crazy 6-year-old. Barring the unforeseen developments that took place on Lenegis, everything has gone quite smoothly. Alright, let's go see where's Law.
I still can't believe it, man.
You're not the only one still trying to make sense of all this. Believe me.
Really? You've never struck me as the type of guy to get hung up on these sorts of things.
Did you forget what happened back in Thistleum? Once my memories started coming back to me, I felt completely and totally lost.
It was really that bad for you?
Yeah, it was. But thanks to Law and everybody else, I remembered that I still had things out there worth fighting for.
Man, I think you might be a better guy than me, Alphen. All I can remember thinking was, when's this guy gonna get his act together?
Law.
I was too worried about repeating the same mistakes I'd made back with my dad, and running away from the truth. That was no way to live. And I've tried to stay strong, my way. But all this talk about other races and the world ending, if I can be honest with you guys, it's just all too much for me to handle right now.
I know this is going to sound strange coming from me, but maybe the key is not to worry too much about the big stuff right now.
Oh?
I used to worry all the time about my thorns, for obvious
Look on
reasons,
Alphen's face.
but I never really opened up to anyone about them. And when I realized my
So you
visions
stole his
pointed to a
body.
threat that was bigger than me, I didn't know what I should do, or who to tell. But that's when I finally got it. You guys were all there for me, to teach me what's really important.
Oh, she's 9.
I just had to open up and listen.
In other
9,
words,
going on 19.
if you let the big picture stuff get you all muddled up inside, you'll begin to lose sight of what you really care about. Yeah, I think you're right.
The thing that's most important, what I really care about. All I want to do is protect the people that really matter to me, to fight for them. That's good enough, right?
Not everyone is strong enough to fight.
Huh?
It's something your dad told me once when he was still alive. Law, you know you're strong enough to fight, and you're strong enough to protect the people you care about. Forget all the big stuff going on. Just don't lose sight of what you want to protect in the first place. Sound good?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it does. It's like a big weight's been lifted off my shoulders. I'll fight to protect the people around me. Just like I always have. I think that's best.
Well, it sounds like everyone's learning from their past and using it to create a better future for everyone.
What about you, Shionne? How do you feel about the origin of the Renans?
To be honest, I'm not really all that shocked, actually. I mean, I might be a Renan in the literal sense, but I've never really felt like one of them.
Well, they're homeschooled, so technically she'd be in grade 3.
Right now, it's kind of a mystery.
But she's also doing grade 4, grade 5, grade
Because
6
for
work.
a really, really long time, all I ever thought about was how I was going to die. Not if or when, but how. I thought I'd die alone. That fate had me in its steely grip. I would have never imagined that I'd be traveling with someone like you, fighting to save Rena and Dana. I mean, how could I have? But it's been going on for 300 years. All this tragedy and destruction. When you consider the Helganquil's part in all this, it's been even longer than that. It was Naori's hope that somehow, someone in the future would be able to stop it, before it was too late. How it fell on us, of all people, to heed that call, is a mystery.
I don't think Naori was hoping that we would just stop the world from getting destroyed. She considered me, a Dahnan, as a real person. And she very much cherished her own people, too. I don't think she wanted the world to be saved, just so they could go back to hurting each other. Oh, maybe this is what she meant.
Huh?
When we were talking to Kisara earlier, about all that stuff like everyone's needing to meet halfway and embrace each other's pain and suffering. She said that the first step down that path was for each of us to put aside our own hatred. That means forgiving other people, even and especially before they forgive you.
Forgiving. So it goes both ways, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I don't just mean forgiving things that happened in the past either. Conflicts will keep happening. If we have any hope of moving on and building a better future, we have to all learn to forgive each other.
You know, you're right. People can hurt one another without even meaning to. I know that better than most, thanks to these thorns.
It's not going to be easy getting past this pain. But if we can do it, I'm sure there'll come a time when we can all truly understand each other. I'm there with you, Shionne. I too want to protect the world we live in, and all the people we care about. I think that's the very least I can do to repay Naori for everything that she did.
Yeah. I want a future that she would feel proud to live in, and I'm going to fight for it.
Whoa there, Savior Girl. We're here to save you too, you know.
Yes, I know. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. I want to live, and that's the honest truth.
What are they good at? They're good at math. They're not bad at science.
Well, is everybody
both
ready
good at
to do
reading.
what needs to be done?
I am. There's a lot to think about.
Writing
At the
could
end of the
use a little
day,
work, but
Dan is still in danger.
it'll come.
I don't care who we're up against. We'll kick their ass.
What are your thoughts, Alphen? I want to know what's on your mind, too.
Like Law said, if we have to fight the Great Spirit on Rena, then so be it. It's trying to rob us of our entire world. And it's going to take not just our home, but all of existence along with it. That alone is enough to make it our enemy. But it's not only that. One way or another, I think beating the Great Spirit is going to be tied to us saving Shionne.
You're saying there's a chance?
Mm-hmm.
You're referring to the vision of destruction we all saw in Lenegis, I take it?
Yeah. 3 centuries ago, the astral energy that appeared at the spirit channeling ceremony showed Naori that vision. And to hear Shionne tell it, it's the same one that she sees from her own thorns as well.
Indeed. Shionne's thorns are comprised of dark astral energy, the one type which we know is native only to Rena. And if Rena's great spirit is what's behind Dana's pending destruction, then...
Shionne's thorns are the Great Spirit? It's not actually on Rena like we thought?
We don't know anything for certain. At the very least, though, I think it's possible her thorns are a part of the Great Spirit.
While the main body resides in Rena.
Shionne.
If these thorns really are a part of Rena's great spirit, I'm going to go over there and give it a piece of my mind and then some.
The question is, how do we confront it? Suffice it to say, that flower growing out of Rena is enormous, large enough to house the will of an entire planet. The Wedge and Lenegis were both hard enough for us to overcome in their own right. This is an altogether greater challenge for merely 6.
And we only know about the Thorns connection thanks to Naori.
Hevric 35 has been observing the Great Astral Spirit this whole time. It wouldn't ask us to fight it unless it has a plan of some sort. Let's go see what that is.
Oh, homework. What are they doing right now? They're both doing math. Or at least they're both supposed to be doing math.
Our minds are made up. Let's go give Hevric 35 our answer.
What do you mean, There's no in math. What are you talking about? Yeah, you. Little Miss
So if the Sovereign and Maiden were originally boot-up programs for Lenegis, what about now?
Even with the Forbidden Zone in ruins and the Renis Alma stolen, Lenegis is functioning fine. If it needed us before, it doesn't appear to now.
First they lumber you with a position you never asked for, then you're discarded like you're nothing? Who the hell do they think they are?
More importantly, who do they think we are? We might not even factor into their list of concerns.
I just hope everyone on Lenegis is safe.
Worst comes to worst, Lenegis is equipped with a large number of starships the people can escape in. As long as the whole satellite doesn't suddenly explode or something, they should be fine.
Wait, explode?
In any case, if we're truly going to make a difference, it's on Rena we're needed, not Lenegis. The people there will be fine, I'm sure of it.
Right.
Of course, you left your besties in charge. They'll be fine. Central. Alright, dude. Wake up and tell me the plan.
Do you have your answer for me?
We want to ask something first. You're asking us to fight an entire planet. How exactly do you expect us to do that? You must have something up your sleeve, or else you wouldn't put us up to it.
The great astral spirit is an immense being, but its actual will does not run throughout its entire body. Rather, its will is derived from the core, which supports the rest of the body, and is where its strength is most densely concentrated. Therefore, if you destroy the core, the Great Spirit shall become unable to maintain sentience, and return to being ordinary astral energy.
And how are we supposed to destroy that core?
By using the Renis Alma. You will also need the assistance of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. They are our best tools for suppressing and controlling astral energy. Using their powers, the Maiden shall seal the great astral spirit within her body, and the Sovereign shall wield the power of the Renis Alma to destroy it.
Hold on. That sounds a lot like what Shion described before.
Yeah, killing herself to take out the thorns with her.
She was actually right all along.
By my calculations, your powers combined should be sufficient to destroy the great astral spirit, and disperse its energy widely enough to make it difficult to reform.
What will happen to the Maiden once we manage to beat the great astral spirit?
Any matter contained within the field of destruction shall be erased.
So it really will kill me.
This method is the most simple one available to destroy the Great Spirit, and is therefore our most reliable option.
Alright, what's the not simple one?
What are our other options?
There is little reason to consider alternative courses of action when the most optimal among them is so clear.
You don't get it. I promised Shion that she wouldn't die, that we'd save the world without needing to sacrifice her. We didn't fight this whole time just to give up on her at the very end. If there's any other way to take out the Great Spirit, I want to hear it.
This plan shall lead to the fewest losses in preserving your world. Abandoning it is irrational.
That's...
It is vital that you proceed with this plan. A part of Rena's great astral spirit already resides within her. 300 years ago, the Great Spirit descended upon Lenegis in an attempt to assume direct control of the spirit channeling ceremony. We have reason to believe the Great Spirit left part of itself behind, and that it now resides in the Maiden.
Which would make Alphen's earlier hypothesis correct.
That part inside the Maiden belongs to the core, and can be used by the great astral spirit to revive itself. So long as it remains, it will be all but impossible to fully eradicate the Great Spirit. That is why it is necessary for it to be vanquished only once it is whole. Without the Maiden's direct control over the Great Spirit, attacking it is futile, and will only serve to strengthen it.
No.
Wait. Naori said that the Renis Alma can suppress the self-realization of astral energy. and that the thorns can be neutralized by placing them in it. If so, can't the same also be done to the Great Spirit, seeing as the thorns are simply part of it?
Well, can it?
It is true that the Renis Alma is capable of what you suggest, and could contain the great astral spirit.
Yes!
However, doing so requires fine control on the level of the spirit channeling ceremony. Considering that the Renis Alma was previously lost when that ceremony failed, I cannot allow it. Its uncertainty is simply too great.
What does that mean for us if you won't allow it?
Your starship will not be restored, and you will all be unable to leave here.
Don't lie to him.
Why you?
Fine then. I'd rather stay here and rot than do it your way.
Alphen?
Whatever we do, if we mess up, Dana's screwed. The Great Spirit will destroy it. If you're fine letting that happen, and we have nothing to gain either way, then I'd rather do nothing. We want to stop Dana from getting destroyed. We want to save it. But not if it means having to sacrifice one of us in the process. If all you're gonna do is sit back and watch us where it's safe, then quit ordering us around and shut up!
Alphen.
What you say is irrational. Be that as it may, I shall accede to your demand.
You'll agree?
Doesn't have a
I
choice.
am an observer. The Sovereign, Maiden, and Renis Alma are my species' greatest achievement. I wish to see how well they work against the Great Spirit in light of our demise by its hands.
But what are we supposed to do about the Renis Alma? One of your buddies ran off with it back on Lenegis.
It is likely that the Renis Alma is with the Great Spirit, functioning as a catalyst for it to receive Dana's astral energy.
So our only option to retrieve it is to head straight for the Great Spirit and take it back?
According to my observations, the astral energy is most densely concentrated in the center of Rena, where the Great Spirit's core is located.
So right in the middle of that giant flower, then.
I have one more question. You've said that Rena's great astral spirit is already integrated with the planet. What will happen to Rena once it vanishes?
Without the will of the Great Spirit, Rena is predicted to collapse. Even in such a scenario, the energy will disperse, and the Great Spirit will likely not reform.
Likely.
So you're saying that even if we manage to beat the Great Spirit without destroying it, we'll still be in danger?
Likely, the collapse will occur in stages. It is recommended that you all escape before the final stage.
Man, I wish that thing would tell it to us straight for once.
Hevrek 35 and the others have gotten used to hypothesizing from afar is all. Fix our starship. We're going to Rena.
Excellent.
But I want to make one thing clear. We're doing this for ourselves, to protect what matters to us. We're not doing it for your sake, or because you told us to. Remember that.
It matters little to me. The end result shall be the same. Repair work on your starship has commenced. You'll have to wait until it's finished.
Man, is it too much to ask?
We're doing this for our own reasons.
Like a normal person?
We're gonna do it because we want to. I don't care as long as it gets done.
Fry after listening to all that complicated stuff.
Don't worry. I think we're mostly done with him. Now all we have to do is rest up and wait.
What do you think of this?
Once
You
the
like him?
Fall Knights is good to go again, we'll be taking off for Rena right away.
So now it finally shows its hands.
Kind of.
Is the Renis Alma really our only hope against the Great Spirit? There has to be another way, right?
Again, you just
Shion's
shove it all into
Fire
Shion
Master
and
Core
blow her up.
was able to
Problem solved.
suppress astral energy to prevent it from gaining sentience, right? Couldn't we make use of that somehow?
I'm not sure. In small doses, maybe. And with the amount of energy we're talking about here.
Back in Calaglia, the Blazing Sword was able to take in a whole spirit vessel's worth of energy. If it has the capacity to manage that, it can do this, right?
Except after it absorbed the energy, it
Yeah,
ended
when
up
you
releasing it all
make it a
moments
novel,
later.
sometimes you have to
Remember?
break some eggs.
Let's not forget, it nearly killed you. Besides, this is the Great Spirit we're talking about, not a paltry vessel. Even if I could use the Master Core, your body wouldn't be able to take the strain of channeling that much energy.
Hevrecht 35 didn't mention it, and it did not seem the type to skimp on details. So assuming it's even possible, the chances are slim to none.
You're
Do
probably
your
right.
math. Oh, this is my favorite hobby, playing video games. Ooh. Any other peoples around here? I don't see any other peoples. Hello, peoples. Take some time to completely repair your ship. Suggest you all get some rest in the interim. Sure, let's rest. Oh yeah, hobbies, video games, crochet. Oh god. Cross stitch. Drawing. All kinds of things.
You still thinking about what the scientists told us? About where Renans really come from?
I am, but not for myself.
You're worried about the future of the Renan people.
The fact that our people have been the same this whole time will only give the Dahnans further reason to resent us.
But you still intend to confront this truth head-on, don't you?
Well, I did declare that I would live my life for the living, and not the dead. Even as I dream of retirement, I shall remain dedicated to the cause.
I'm sure you'll do great.
Now that I think about it, I don't believe I've ever heard you criticize or reproach us Renans even once.
I'm no saint. I have skeletons in my closet too. There was definitely a time when I hated Renans for who they were. I hated them just for being Renan. But you changed that, Dohalim. You gave me an opportunity to see them in a different light. Thanks to your reforms, we were able to stand next to Renans not as slaves, but as equals for the first time in our lives. Of course, I'm sure there were some Renans who still hated us on the inside. But we knew that not all of you were like that. There were those of you who were good, and that was a start. When it comes down to it, Renans are just people. They can be good or bad, just like Dahnans.
That is, in essence, the heart of your approach, isn't it? That we're all people.
Yeah, it is. When you can pull someone aside and talk to them one-on-one, then you have the chance to come to an understanding. But as soon as you stereotype, that chance goes away, and you stop thinking of them as people that you can relate to.
I understand what you're saying, but we're talking about massive numbers of Renans and Dahnans alike. Realistically speaking, surely they won't all be able to get along.
Even if we end up butting heads with one person, maybe we'll find better luck among their friends. If we can build a society that works like that, that'll be something worth nurturing and protecting.
So you wish for people to form real bonds and do away with the hierarchy outright? To deal with one another as humans, and nothing more? That's the ideal future you hope to see when this is all over?
Yes, I do. I think it would make for a fine tribute to my brother's legacy. Though, that said, I would be doing it for the people of the future first and foremost. Do you still plan to return to Lenegis when this is over?
Indeed I do. I don't know whether I'll be able to reside in Lenegis proper, however. My first order of business may be to find somewhere to live.
You'll always have a home in Menancia, you know.
As I shall ever keep in mind.
Well, if you ever need a helping hand, don't hesitate to come get me. I'll always be there for you, Doe.
Oh god.
Did you just... Never mind. Thank you, Kisara. I appreciate your patience as I work all this out.
Don't even
I'm
mention
getting married
it.
already.
And really, when you think about it, now that we know the two of us aren't so different after all, don't you think that brings down a barrier that used to be between us?
You know, I hadn't actually thought of it that way before. But I do like the sound of it.
Yeah, I think I do too.
Oh, you've been playing a video game. What video game have you been playing? Oh, somebody on here. We're talking. Oh. Oh, oh.
Hey, why'd you call me here? Was there something you wanted to talk about?
Well, if everything we've heard about the Great Spirit is true, then we're getting close to our final battle. So I wanted to apologize while I can.
Apologize? For what?
I was being real stupid before, about whether Dana's will had been controlling us and all that. I get why you're angry now. Anybody would be if something they trusted was being questioned. So, I'm sorry, Rinwell. Really. I should have kept my mouth shut.
No, Law. Honestly, I think you might have been onto something. Of course you were worried. Who wouldn't be if they found out there might be some invisible force pulling our strings this whole time?
But you really trust Dana's will, don't you? Is it because you can sense it a lot more than the rest of us? Because you can understand it?
Yeah, I think that might be part of it. But I also want to believe it's good.
Believe?
Remember how I used to really resent coming from a family of mages?
Yeah, of course. Because you were always on the run and had to live in hiding.
When we rescued Zephyr and I finally decided to come along with you all, something changed inside me. It was the first time I felt like my powers had any meaning, even if that meaning was only helping you guys fight. Then, when I felt Dana's will, I was overwhelmed by how vast and warm it was. It made me want to believe my powers were made to connect with it. It made me believe I had a bigger purpose.
So that's why you hope it doesn't turn out to be bad. You almost need it to be kind.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
I think it's gonna rain all day
I promise
today.
I'll lay off bad-mouthing it.
You will?
There's no way for me to know for sure one way or the other, right? But you trust it, Rinwell, and that's enough for me. So I'll trust it because you do.
Remember what I said about neither planet's great spirit reaching us here?
Yeah?
That's not quite true. I can feel just a little bit of Rena's inside you and everyone else.
You... what?
I sensed it when we first got here. It's a really small amount, so it doesn't feel like it has a will of its own. But I think that's how Dana's energy probably is too.
So you're saying there's a little bit of Dana's will inside each of us?
Goodness.
In
Here
a
we go
way,
for the spiritual stuff.
doesn't that mean we're all Dana's will?
What?
Well, like you said, unless Dana's energy comes together, it has no will. So if we all have a little bit of Dana's astral energy inside us...
Yeah, maybe.
Heverick 35 might know the answer. But, you know what? I don't need to ask it.
So keep working.
My will is my own. I fight for who I want to fight for. That's who I am now. Who I've become.
You leveled up one skill, you're good.
So thanks, Rinwell, for sharing that with me. To be honest, the only reason I was suspicious of Dana's will... Well, I mean, it mostly was... I feel like you and I had grown apart lately, and I was worried it was because...
Huh?
Never mind. Nothing. Just forget about it.
Huh? No, what were you saying?
Saying? I don't remember
Come
saying
on.
anything.
Now you won't tell me what you were thinking?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Then spit it out already.
Oh boy. I used to play a lot of Stardew Valley. Then I discovered Minecraft.
You sure you don't want to get some rest?
I can't. I've got too much on my mind. Especially knowing how close our last battle is. How are you doing, Xion?
Same as you, still trying to absorb everything.
Remember when it was so simple? We were only fighting all the lords on Dana? All of that feels like a lifetime ago, doesn't it?
Ages and ages ago. Everything that's happened since we first met. So many fights, so much chaos, so many wonderful people.
If I hadn't run into you that day, well, I wouldn't have met all of you. I never would have held the blazing sword or looked for something more. I wouldn't have my memories back. I'd still be a faceless slave, like as not long dead.
Hey, Alphen. I want you to promise me something.
Yeah?
Uh-oh.
If we can't find the Renis Alma, there's something I want you to do.
Uh-oh.
Like Hevrecht 35 said, the only way we can end the Great Spirit for good is to go after both the main body in Rena and the thorns in me. I need you to promise me, Alphen, that if for some reason we can't get the Renis Alma back, you'll use the blazing sword to destroy the Great Spirit, and me along with it.
Huh?
It's true the blazing sword may not have the strength of the Renis Alma. But it's taken us this far. It's slain lords and beasts. At the very least, it has to be worth a try.
You can't be serious. Have you forgotten everything
Listen,
that we...
the Great Spirit isn't just our problem. It's a threat to our entire world. Renans and Danans alike. We don't know what's going to happen when we face it, but we need to be prepared for anything. We can't second-guess ourselves when the time comes. I promise you, I'm not planning on going anywhere. I'm prepared to fight with absolutely everything I've got. But if it comes down to it, I need you to be prepared too.
Okay. But you should know that I'm not going to give up on you, Xion. I'm going to fight this until the very end. I hope you can forgive me for that.
Alphen. Okay, I understand. And I'll forgive you.
Thank you, Xion.
So it's a promise then?
Yeah, it's a promise.
I remember how I felt the first time you touched me. My thorns made any contact a mistake no one would ever make twice. After they'd seen what could happen, fear would always linger behind their eyes. In my entire life, I never had someone willingly reach out to me. But when you reached out to me and gently took my hand, you didn't react at all. It was so easy for you. I don't have words for the shock I felt in that moment.
That's because I couldn't feel pain back then.
Even once you could, though, you still chose to keep reaching out to me. And when you did, I felt this warmth that I had never known before. But still, I hate having to see you suffer through it every time you do.
You won't have to worry about that for much longer.
You think so?
I do, because Shionne,
No. You can tell me once my thorns are gone. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sure that sounded much cooler in Japanese.
Everybody get enough rest? We ready for this?
Yeah, we should probably get moving.
Agreed. Can't stand around waiting all day.
Our task is relatively straightforward. We need only descend down to Rena, defeat the Great Spirit, and restore stability to both worlds.
We're fighting for a new future for both Dana and Rena.
Oh, that's all?
Right. We've come this far. We will save our worlds. That's a promise.
Then let's go, everybody. We've got one last wall to tear down.
Repairs on your starship are complete. Everything is in working order.
Is that you, Hevrek 35? You can see us from where you are?
I can. I can see anywhere within the bounds of Dake Faisal.
Sounds like someone's a peeping Tom.
Maybe we should give Hevrek 35 a break. It has been stuck in this tiny facility for a very, very long time.
I have unlocked all functions on your starship. You can now make use of its warp drive.
Warp drive? Wait, you mean like what the Red Women used on us? What brought us here?
It's possible that the Red Women may have found a way to activate it on the starship. They are Helganquil, after all.
Using the warp drive, you should be able to breach Rena's atmosphere without being detected.
Wait, should?
You'll need to be careful. Due to the force field surrounding Rena, the ship will be unable to go any further than the surface of the planet.
So, once we reach the shell, it appears we'll have to infiltrate the core by foot. Understood.
We gotta go all the way down just walking?
Will all the Helganquil go back to normal once we defeat the Great Spirit? I have a strange feeling we're going to have to fight them before this is all over.
The extinction of my people is inevitable at this stage. As such, it would be illogical to risk the success of the mission in a vain attempt to save mankind.
We understand.
Can't that thing lighten up
Turn down a little bit more.
Everything it says seems to be about what's
Like 20.
illogical.
Well, come on, Doe.
Hold up, did you just...
You heard the lady. Get going.
I have one last question.
What?
As Sovereign, your identification number indicates that you are well past your predicted life expectancy. Similarly, the Maiden lacks any identification number, as her function should have been rendered unnecessary. Despite this, the two of you continue to exist. Why?
We exist because others have entrusted this to us. Over the years, many people have come together and sworn to see this through to the end.
You mean it is because of multiple chance interactions? The likelihood of such events is statistically improbable. Why have you two continued to persist under these conditions?
What's the alternative?
It's hard to explain. To be honest, I don't think it's something an observer could understand. All right, time to get back on the Fall Knights.
Like, why do you continue to exist? What's the alternative, guys? What hobbies does she have? Her hobbies are similar to mine. A lot of drawing, some crochet, some cross-stitch. Sure, let's go jump into this fray.
It would appear that our Helganquil host really has fulfilled its end of the bargain.
You know what that means. Time to go to Rena.
I guess this means we should give that warp drive a spin.
Sure, I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
There's nothing here. This weird ocean we're surrounded by just stretches out everywhere. Is this really where the Helganquil come from?
I don't sense even a trace of astral energy. This world is dead.
Then this must be the Hollowing.
You mean to tell me this whole world, the entire ocean is that stuff?
And it's covering everything. The entire planet.
This is what the Great Spirit does. After it depleted this planet of every last speck of astral energy, it went after Dana.
So arresting. This world of doom.
Back in its day, Rena was probably just as vibrant as Dana is. But after being robbed of its astral energy for so long, those days are gone and past. This is all that will remain.
So the Great Spirit took everything. It stole energy not just from living beings, but the land, the sea, everything.
And it bound the Helganquil in servitude, until their whole world was nothing but this. And by the looks of it, that's how it remains to this day. A world of death and emptiness.
With nothing left here to consume, the Great Spirit turned its sights on Dana, looking for another host.
You're saying if we don't stop it, this is what Dana's going to look like?
Mm-hmm.
We can be sure that even these few remaining remnants of Renan life will not be spared in the end.
If the oblivion and darkness both Shion and Naori saw comes to pass, nothing will survive. It looks like we can climb down from there. Let's take a look.
Wow.
So this is Rena. This is where everything began. Yet it's a dead world?
I won't let Dana suffer the same fate. Ever.
Look at the video games as your oldest play. Minecraft. Minecraft is the big one. Let's see here, Rena.
A hollowed ocean as far as the eye can see. What do you think would happen if we fell in?
What do you mean, what would happen? You'd drown, wouldn't you?
Come to think of it, I don't believe I've heard of someone ever trying. Perhaps you'd like the glory of being the first?
No, I'll pass.
This is essentially a world-sized Renan graveyard. Are you proposing to disturb the dead slumber just to satisfy your curiosity, Law?
No, because I said I passed.
Taking an interest is understandable, but let's not forget where we are. This place deserves our respect.
Looks like we're not going to be hearing the end of this one for a while.
You'd think I was already snorkeling in it or something.
Nah, just mostly, you know, open world. Survival building games. She's not into the RPGs yet.
So the idea is to seal the Great Spirit inside the Renaissance using the Sovereign and Maiden's power. But just how do we do that exactly?
Did you turn it down?
It won't be as easy as holding a spirit channeling ceremony at our leisure.
I already had wielded astral energy once 3 centuries ago. As for suppressing her thorns, Shionne's had a lifetime's experience. The problem isn't just our enemy's strength. It's that it's sentient, too. And you can bet anything you like it's not going to just sit back and let us destroy it.
In other words, we need to find some way to weaken it in advance. The Great Spirit, that is.
Back when Shionne's thorns flew out of control, we were able to deal with them directly. If this is their host, they should be even more corporeal here.
If that's the case, it should make them easier to attack at least. And if we can manage to divert enough energy away from the spirit's core, even temporarily,
we might just be able to weaken it enough to steal the Renaissance, which we can then use to seal it away forever. It won't be easy, but it's our only shot. Time to buckle up. Question for you. Let's say, knock on wood, everything turns out for the best.
What'll the world be like? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of this, do you really think everything will be that different?
A lot will have to change, that's for sure. The world will have to adjust to so much. My only worry is if those changes turn out to be merely skin deep.
What do you mean?
It's well and good putting an end to Renan rule. But if it just turns the tables, it's all for naught.
That's true. Just as bad if the Dahnans started pressing their own.
Renans, Dahnans, astral art users, mages. The world is full of labels used to divide and separate people.
If only we could see differences like that for what they are. No different as someone having a musical talent or being good with their hands. Not differences so much as characteristics.
It will take someone in power to set an example. But with time, people will follow. And then, perhaps one day...
there will no longer be any need for the example. It will have become second nature.
That's where we come in. We can set the example. Imagine it. A world where magic and astral arts are used to help people. Where that's the norm rather than the exception.
Yeah, you're right, Rinwell. Why wait for somebody else? We can show them ourselves.
Okay. 2 hours of story is a lot, guys. Yep, you girls.
Are you just going to keep standing around or what?
Sorry, I'm just getting prepped over here.
Alright. There should be absolutely nothing out here. So if I want to upgrade and whatnot, then I don't know how that's going to happen. What is this? Teleporters. Alright. Let's see where we end up.
Looks Looks like we've warped into that pit of astral energy.
I wonder what Helganquil civilization was like at its zenith.
I can imagine that'd be something you'd take an interest in.
There's no question it must have been advanced, like none either world has ever seen. We could surely stand to learn a thing or two from such a people.
I get that you're itching to delve into its history, but we've got bigger fish to fry right now.
Put a pin in it, and you can do all the research you want when you retire.
I can think of worse things than a retirement dedicated to research. As for whether Rena is amenable to an aging specimen...
It's a little early to be giving it serious thought just yet.
A man can dream, though. A man can dream.
Oh, we didn't say there's anything wrong with dreaming.
In your case, Dohalim, dreams have a habit of spiraling into something else.
You'll need to stay with us for now, though. You're too helpful to let retire.
Why do I feel this is less of a compliment and more of an ultimatum?
Just a friendly suggestion.
Hey! Hey, I just realized something!
Is this about dinner last night? I didn't realize those ingredients
Oh
were
god.
off.
What? No! I mean, wait, you fed us rotten food?
Rinwell, the point.
Oh, yeah, right. So I was thinking about those armored soldiers we've seen. There are regular Renans inside them, right?
Yeah, they're designed to make whoever's wearing them stronger. At least, I think that's the idea.
Right. So it kind of begs the question then, why are they made so huge?
I don't know, makes them more intimidating, I guess? Or maybe all that tech wizardry inside takes up a lot of space.
You don't think it's weird how the armored soldiers are the exact same height as the Helganquil?
Can't say I'd ever noticed it till now. And?
Connect the dots, Law!
Okay, let me get this straight. You think the armored suits might have originally been designed to allow Renans to work alongside the Helganquil?
Huh. But if that's true, what would that mean?
It would mean... just that, I guess. But still, don't you think it's kind of interesting?
God.
Not... hugely? Hey, Kisara, well, I've got you. What's on tonight's menu? Because I was thinking, maybe meat?
Get him, Hootle.
What did I do?
Oh, now you want to listen. Keep pecking, Hootle.
Ow, ow! Seriously, what the hell?
Two girls and a boy. That would be a handful.
You know, guys, when you
Don't worry
think
about
about it, we've taken out a lot of Zeugles. Like, a whole lot.
You can say that again. If one thing's for certain in this world, it's that wherever we go, we'll always end up bumping into them.
Isn't it weird that they're still so plentiful? You don't think the Renans have, like, a ranch where they breed them?
The only thing I can think of, then, is that the feral ones must be reproducing on their own.
There's also no organized effort on our part to hunt them down, so it's difficult to fully exterminate them.
Exterminate them? Whoa, don't you think that's maybe a little harsh?
What do you mean?
Zeugles originally used to be living creatures native to Dana and Rena, right? Being genetically modified isn't their fault.
You're right. Zeugles were only created because of us Renans. We altered the original creatures to suit our own ends.
First, people made Zeugles, and then we let them go. And now we're trying to kill them because they're a threat. They really have only seen the very worst, huh?
I hope we find a way to be able to live side by side with them one day.
It's a nice thought, but they attack towns and cities. What else are we supposed to do?
Aside from the strays that have gone wild, it's worth remembering that Renans are able to keep them somewhat under control.
If we had distinct territories that didn't overlap, that might reduce the danger they pose.
Well, I guess when you look at it that way, maybe people and Zeugles aren't so different after all.
Well, if you breed them to do different jobs, you can just breed them to not be aggressive. Law's hilarious. And Rinwell goes after him so hard. God. Then that attack owl. Poor Starry.
Helganquill.
3 again.
Guess they don't need their Red Woman disguises anymore.
Ooh, that was neat.
Wait, can you understand
Mommy,
us?
guess what?
Okay, what's going on?
When I pushed salt,
It's no use.
salt
We're not going to get through
Yes.
to them.
So they really are being controlled.
How is
In
that?
that case, we've got no choice.
Yay! First fight in like 3 hours.
I knew there was something off here.
They're not pulling punches. We have no choice but to beat them at their own game.
This one's mine.
Shield from calamity.
Yes, they're red women.
Try harder.
No way.
Heal my weary companion. Take this. Now I can let loose. Ignite on the wind.
Here I come.
Megasonic thrust. Begin.
Yeah, more red women, but these ones are not as strong as these.
In an instant. Impact block. We work well together. Like a finely timed.
These ones aren't bosses. Come on.
You're mine. I'm not done. Not today. I'm not done. I'm not. We turn the tables on it.
There are still more left.
Right. No time to hold back.
Come on.
Demon's Descent!
Flashing bang. Now we're not.
Raging
I'm
Storm!
not done.
Hear my call! Illuminate the dead!
I'm not done.
Burning Sun!
It's over.
This one's mine!
In a bind. Here I come.
Glacial Sword! Pierce Evil! This one's got your name on it!
A merry distraction.
There's still more to go!
Dragon Swarm.
By the power Raging Storm! Ridwell! Astral Energy! Full throttle!
Alphen.
I can't forgive them for what they've done, but I hate killing them. They don't even know why they're fighting. How does that even make them any different from the Danan slaves?
It doesn't.
Perhaps. However, if we don't make a choice, the guilt of not doing anything will be that much worse.
Yeah, I know. I hate for it to be like this. But if it happens again, you won't find me hesitating to act.
I wonder if we're going to get attacked again.
If we lose heart now, this whole mission is over. We have to stay the course.
Brace yourself! This one's tough! You're mine!
These ones can run sprinkler out of!
I'm not done! You picked the wrong fight!
Confiscated!
I'll take you all on! Prepare to be seized, Kato. Actually, that sound is in an instant! Impact block! We work well together, like a finely timed waltz. It's over!
Where are you? Come here.
Resonate with the earth! It's not! Rending you apart! Bloody hell!
That'll bring you down!
In a bind?
Freeze Lancer! I can bring it all here!
I'm ready! Damn it! Blow them away! A fascinating art there.
Care to give it a try?
No. A little unrefined for my taste.
That's how you judge them?
Alright, just leave that there for now, I guess.
I thought there'd be more dirt and rocks and stuff underneath the hollowed ocean, but it's all artificial.
I would imagine they're remnants left behind by the Helganquil, seeing as there's little actual land remaining.
It's incredible. Do you think it stretches all the way down to the center of the planet?
Hey, these guys built Lenegis, remember? They probably did this in a weekend.
If they had the power to create things like this, did they really only use those immense capabilities to serve the Great Spirit? Or rather, was that the only use the Great Spirit let them use their capabilities for? Is this a dead end?
It appears this whole room functions as an elevator. That apparatus there is likely what's used to control it.
We haven't seen anyone here except Helganquil. Looks like this place really is their home planet.
The true citizens of Rena. What a shame that they have become nothing more than puppets to the Great Spirit. To think of the promise their accomplishments once held. They had the potential to be great indeed.
Do you think we could have got along with them? You know, if we had met under different circumstances. Like
all of us, you mean? I suppose it's difficult to say for sure. We don't even know if they would see us as being on an equal level with them or not.
I think we may have had the chance once, before the Renan Great Spirit came along and changed everything.
You and Alphen both share an optimism. A strong willingness to believe in hope.
Do you think that's foolish?
On the contrary, I should like to take a leaf from your book myself. In tragedy's aftermath, hope is all we have.
Just look at the size of that thing. The Helganquil's technology certainly is impressive. And they don't seem to do things by halves either. In the past 300 years. Oh, even before that. Just how many people, Renan or Danan, do you think have ever seen this?
Regarding the past 3 centuries at least, I'd say there's a good chance that we're the first. Also, while I get that it's impressive and all, I'm just amazed you're still standing around gawping at it at a time like this. Sometimes I wonder about your priorities.
I can understand where he's coming from. More to the point, does anyone know where it leads?
What do you mean where it leads? To the center of the planet, of course.
And that doesn't strike you as sounding just a little bit, oh, I don't know, far? There has to be a quicker way to get there, right?
Yeah. With all this technology at their fingertips, it seems pretty unlikely that they'd make that kind of journey on foot. There must be some kind of device somewhere. Let's see if we can figure out how to use it.
Borrow one of their contraptions? You're either brave or out of your mind.
If it works for them, there's no reason it wouldn't for us. Why make things harder for ourselves?
You know what he's like, Law. Once he gets an idea in his head, there's no talking him out of it.
I wonder how the Renans avoided being mind-controlled like the Helganquil. Do you think it might have something to do with the fact that they were originally Danans?
I'd say it's likely. Which is pretty ironic when you think about it.
Ironic?
The Renans have committed grave injustices against the Danans. But it was all of their own volition, not because they were being controlled. Now, it turns out they themselves were once Danans too.
Which must mean that the root of their evil isn't the Great Spirit, but something inherent in all of us. Our free will.
Now hang on, though. It was that same free will that allowed Xion and Dohalim to choose to fight alongside us. Without it, we wouldn't have been able to beat hatred and forge all those connections we've made. Free will is what saved us, right?
Law's entirely right. In any case, it certainly can't hurt to look on the bright side every now and then.
Yeah. Where there's hope, there's a way.
What'd he say?
He said, without a doubt.
Got anything in here? Nope. Oh, goodness.
What the? Where did they come from?
Less worry, more action. Concentrate.
No escape! You're finished!
You got company.
That person is driving me mad!
Into the shadows.
Swallow them!
Arnex
got fire!
I've got this.
All yours! No escape! Not today!
Here's the healing heart. First aid.
I owe you one.
Heaven and earth.
Negative
The
goal!
wailing Zanziel with more incoming. Radiant
Swallow
flame.
blade!
Here. Let's get you all tucked away.
No escape!
Soaring annihilate. A wailing Zanziel hurricane.
Dragon Swarm! Swallow blade! Dragon Swarm!
Air thrust. Magic is there.
Dragon Swarm!
Pierce evil. Do it.
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone. Dead to the wind. Take me down.
Struck! You're finished! The flame inside me yearns to be let free! Not today! Take this!
Can't get out of this!
Struck!
Glacial mind if I do. Pierce evil.
Now you see what I can
Now.
do! Run well! Demons descend! Flashing fang!
More? My turn! No escape! Stardust! Rising Falcon! Struck! Struck! Megasonic Thrust!
Ridwell. Frozen.
Hammer!
More?
Okay, slow him down a little bit, okay?
Sukkos?
Keep calm and take them down. Divide. That'll bring you down.
Because that's really loud.
Burn!
Do it.
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
What are you doing? Just throwing things after they are. Okay. A long elevator ride.
Not much longer to go.
Come on, one final push.
Let's do this together, Alfred.
Come on.
No further.
Let's get you off the way. Magna Ray.
Crash this damn thing.
Here I go. I'm only getting started.
I'm not done.
I'll face you.
Didn't kill his speed. Oh man. Come on.
Throw them away.
Radiant reinforcements. Raging cascade.
Ah,
It's over. Take this.
Light burst force!
Radiant Genesis. You don't mess around.
Certainly not.
It's over.
Here, Mother. Let's get you all tucked away. And again. Magna Ray. Ready to go.
Here I come.
Hammer. Flame of fury. Burning strike.
Rising Falcon.
Pierce
No
evil.
escape.
Thunder field. Freeze.
Take this.
Where are you going?
It's over. You picked the wrong fight.
In here.
Take this.
Can't get out of this! Armor won't save you!
Take this. Swallow blade. It's over.
come on.
Here I come. On your knees. Take this. Strike.
Sweet dreams.
More. I'm not
Can't
done.
imagine what we do
I'm
without
ready.
you.
Show me.
Who, me?
In an instant. Impact block.
We work well together. Like a finely timed waltz.
It's over. Here I come. Swallow blade.
Negative gate!
No escape. On your Dragon Swarm. It's over.
This one's mine. In here.
I'm not done.
More for the side.
More air pressure. Rending your mind. The flame inside me
I
yearns
never
to be
fit.
let free. Bloody eye. Eat dirt.
Do it.
Greenwell! Light burst force!
Radiant Genesis.
More.
Lunar
Take this.
Lunar
You're mine. Strike. Swallow blade.
Take this!
A chain between heaven and earth. This one's mine. A wailing
I'm ready!
lightning.
Shield!
This one's got your name on it.
Ashes to ashes! A melee distraction.
There's still more to go. Illuminate the soul. One more. Holy land.
I'm not done! Dragon form! Take this! I'll blind you with a shot! You're mine! You're mine!
Do it!
Kill up! Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
Wow.
Feel my power growing!
That was a really long elevator ride.
Even in such a harsh environment as this, there are still creatures here?
You think they're native to Rena? Or could they be Zeugles somehow?
Whatever they are, they're dangerous. Watch yourselves around them.
Oh, they just keep throwing... They've got limited room in which to have me run around, so they put everything in the elevator. So instead of fighting the creatures through, 5 or 6 different rooms,
You think that pit
you just
stretches all
fight
the
them in
way
one
to
room.
Rena's core?
If that's true, then if we go down, we should find the Great Spirit at the bottom.
We could get there even faster if we simply jump down instead.
You sound alarmingly serious when you say that.
I've got a really bad feeling about this.
Oh. There we go.
You picked the wrong fight!
Flying freak! What if they just sit still?
Can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done!
I'm ready! Totally! In an instant! Impact drop! We work well together.
Like a finely timed walk.
You're finished! Swallow blade! You picked the wrong fight! Blow them away!
Small, but a victory nonetheless.
We have a long way yet to go.
Puppies! Here, puppies.
They're surrounding us!
Grant me the strength to
Pierce evil justice!
Okay.
Freeze Fall into
Your reflexes will not serve you well
How the hell did all my health drain away?
bring you down!
Prepare to be seized on fleet of foot. Actually, perhaps sound is more appropriate.
Less talking, more doing! Do it!
Totally! In an instant! Impact drop! We work well together.
Like a finely timed walk.
Take this! Regenerate!
I mean, you're dead.
Any more of this and I'll burn out. Here I come!
A wheeling banshee of lightning.
Sting like a bee, or so they say.
People say that?
Swallow blade! Dragon swarm!
Wow. Can't hit this guy enough.
A wailing banshee of lightning!
A wailing banshee of lightning.
We can really make
Lightning Tiger Blade. Alright, so before we do this, we're gonna come over here, we're gonna do this. No, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna do this. Alright, I know what I'm doing, honest. Alright, go pick a fight.
Don't get careless!
Alright, it's probably not going to be as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Heal
wrong fight!
Take this!
Glacial Spear!
Armor won't save you!
Come on!
Everlasting shot!
Damn it!
Prepare to be sealed. Actually, perhaps pound is more appropriate.
Less talking, more doing.
Deny!
No escape! You're finished!
Elusive steel! Taking pile driver!
Try harder! This one's all mine! You picked the wrong fight!
Negative gate!
No escape! I've been hit with something! I owe you one!
So even a masochist has his
No
limits.
escape!
Not feeling so great.
Here I come!
Now
Back into the fray! Swallow put anything in a vine!
You're finished! Take this! Here!
Kisara! All yours, Kisara!
Listen.
See what I can do!
The flame inside me! Yours! To be let free! Burn in hell!
Tornado drive!
I'm not done! Dragon Sword! Swallow blade! Here I come! I'm not done! Take this!
Begin!
It's over! You're mine! No escape!
Slide! Catapult!
Dragon
Take
Sword!
this!
Take this! It's over! Take this! Crush! Swallow blade! Dragon Swarm!
I'm ready! Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis! You don't mess around.
My turn!
Certainly not.
What would I do without you?
No escape!
Radiant ray!
No escape!
Bloody howling!
You're mine! Dragon Swarm! Megasonic Crush! Dragon Swarm!
Oh!
Make it in time.
I'll bring you back from death.
Yeah, let me come and raise my butt.
Let me help.
Imbue this vanquished soul with life!
Lightning orb! Alright, it's showtime!
Ding.
Everlasting!
You're mine!
So what's that ring I was supposed to have?
Let's see how you handle this! Deus Roar! Will this
Wow.
You're mine!
Take this!
Blah, blah, blah.
Here I go!
That'll bring you down.
Sorry to trouble.
You do the same to me.
You picked the wrong fight! You're mine! Still!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
I think I'm getting stronger.
This'll make us even more formidable.
Oh boy, that's a long way down. Nothing over here, huh?
I have a bad feeling about this.
Here I come! Oh no! wall.
The normal creepy crawlies aren't disgusting enough.
Photon, illuminate the top! Escape!
A wailing dancing lightning orbs!
Here I come! I'm not done! It's over! Dragon Form!
There you go! Don't let out!
You're mine! It's over! Dragon Form!
Far enough! Searing flame!
It's on! Dragon Form! Cure! Okay, here I go! Dragon Form!
Amazing.
Burn!
Where are you going?
Take this!
Not on my watch!
Now you see what I can do!
You're mine! Dragon Form!
By the power of water!
You're finished!
I'll stop its charge! Thanks, Kisara!
It's over!
Why'd you heal me?
To stop you dying?
Ooh. Not nice. Excuse you.
To be let free!
Take this!
I'm ready! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
We're still standing. Barely.
These structures don't look like anything built by the Renans, or even what we saw in the Forbidden Zone.
Perhaps this is the true architectural style of the Helganquil. Or perhaps the opposite, given their situation.
You mean like how some places favor building stuff with stone, while others rely on wood?
That's an interesting way of looking at it. I'll have to inquire with Hevrek 35 about it sometime.
Alright, let's take up these guys first.
Brace yourself! This one's tough! I'm not done! Lionheart!
Here goes!
Here I come!
Radiant Pierce! These things really get on my nerves. By the power of water! You got some...
Pesky airborne scoundrel!
Sounds like a job for yours truly.
Now you see what I can do!
Hold nothing back!
I never miss.
Captivity!
You're mine!
Holy Land! Here I go! You predator!
No!
Do it! More for the stockpile!
Well, that was annoying. Come on.
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes! A merry distraction.
There's still more to go. I never
Inside me!
miss.
You're to be let free! You're finished! It's over! Here I come! You're finished! Take this! Swallow blade! Crush!
I'm out of ammo.
I'm ready!
Ice prison.
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
On your knees.
Here. Photon. Here is the wind.
You're finished!
Air thrust. Water. Hear my call. Magic
I'm
is
not
in.
done! I can feel my power growing!
Alright. Take up the wolves.
I've got a really bad feeling about this.
Here I come! I'm not done! No escape! Slash! Dragon Swarm! Here I come! Elusive deity! Take this! Here I come! Levian staring to me.
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes! A merry distraction.
There's still more to go!
It's over! I'm ready! You're mine!
Stolen! This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes!
Didn't even break a sweat.
I told one of them. Okay.
I have a bad feeling about this. That'll bring you down.
You're ready to start me! Yours to be let free! Armor won't save you!
Here I come!
Shield from calamity!
Lightning!
Okay, here I go! Ready! Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclone! On your
Concentration! Burning strike!
My exploits are bearing fruit.
This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing. Careful!
Ah, these guys.
The waters of creation.
Eat this! You take this!
Here I go.
Here I come!
I'm only getting started.
You're finished! Swallow blade! Ready and ready! Strike!
Amazing.
Here I come! You're mine! Easy way!
Glacial spear. Where's the evil?
I'm gonna need it.
Get away, get away.
You're mine!
I never miss. A wailing I'm expert. Come through.
Smash you! Our art is being interrupted. Swallow blade!
Shield. I'm saving this one.
Now I can let loose.
Searing flare. Reload. Lunar corruption. Magic is down. Searing
Dragon
flare.
Swarm!
Reload.
Ready,
Out of ammo.
Here I come!
Ah, where are you going?
The flame inside me, yours to be let free. Heal my wounded Dragon Swarm! Sure, I owe you one. Dragon Swarm!
Heaven and earth. A wailing banshee of lightning.
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Got it! I'll take it to you!
Here, let me help. A chain between heaven and earth. Confiscating.
Armor won't save you!
Everlasting
shock!
This one's mine. I'll fix you up. Wind after.
An astral art?
That's my cue.
Shut him down!
Magic is there.
Dragon Swarm! Swallow blade!
Reload. This'll come in
Another incantation ruined.
You're mine! I'm not
Come on,
finished!
just hit it.
All right.
Resonate with the earth!
Glacial spear. Here's evil.
Ah, harder.
You're finished! You're mine! Negative gate! No escape! On your
Got it.
Holy land. Chain between heaven and earth. I'll heal you all. A wailing
You're ready! Follow me! In an instant! Impact block!
Hey! Poodle's quivering. I think we're about to be real lucky.
What? Why am I at the last boss? This is the last dungeon. Okay, then I may not do it because, you know. took 2 hours to get here. 2 hours of storage to get here. I'm kind of annoyed they didn't provide another shopkeeper, though. They basically sent me in here with whatever I had. It didn't give an option to. There's multiple transport pads and stuff, but they didn't actually give an option to. Everything's locked down. I don't know.
Those thorns.
I'm not letting them get in our way. We got some
Holy cloak. You're still streaming. I just wanted to see if they gave me other options.
Equipment!
I can't say its appearance is to my tastes, personally.
But I thought they would give like a, you know, a rest point or like a crafting guy or, you know, something. Because they gave no hint before I went into the long movie sequence stuff on the space station. There was no indication that, you know, this was it.
No, first you can get out of this. I got out of this. You have to backtrack all the way out.
I don't want to backtrack all the way out. I don't want to have to fight my whale back all the way down here again. That's insane.
Don't get careless.
Take this! Don't tell me! Lion Ball!
Here, this one's mine.
You're mine!
Here's evil.
I'll take you all off!
I never miss.
Flying freaks! Why can't they just sit
Take
still?
this! Sion, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done.
Oh, come on.
I'm ready!
Sleep now. Get toasty.
Burn strike!
Breath of life. Heal my wounds.
Dragon Swarm!
A wailing energy of lightning.
You're mine! I'm not done! Dragon Swarm! Take this! Dragon Swarm!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Take this!
That'll bring you down.
It's over! You're mine! Dragon Swarm!
Here I go. A wailing energy of lightning.
Now you see what I can do.
It's over!
Rinwell! Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis. You don't mess around. Go.
Certainly not.
Radiant Spear. Banana. Let's go.
This one's all mine!
Do it. Shion. Go for it. Prepare to crumble. Easy peasy. Ha hoodle.
Yeah, the only fast travel point is on the surface level. I don't want to fight my way all the way back down here. So even though I got crappy equipment going into this, I'll just suffer.
This won't be easy.
Well, there were 2 extra portals that were not yet activated up on the surface. So I'm hoping that there's going to be like a midway point in here. Or like a before the boss kind of a deal. Where they let you get out of here and go use all the things you've been collecting. Because it's like, goddamn.
I don't feel good.
Okay.
And tonight's meal is on you. You've got...
Okay, that's fine. No, it's fine. Not like I can do anything else. Gotchas! Come on. I don't like Kisara's special. It's really, really hard to get the timing down.
Take this! You're finished! You're mine!
So I mean, I've caught them every once in a while doing jumping and stuff. But if you don't get that timing down, you're screwed. Like I've caught them making that jump. I've caught them in the past. That's really hard.
Take this! I'm ready! Arctic waterfall! Demon's descent! Flashing fang!
We're still standing. Barely.
He's got lots of abilities. But see, I don't know how to build these characters properly. I mean, I've been doing this for how long now, and I still don't know what the hell I'm doing. And I can find nothing useful in the way of, like, breakdowns. Severing Wind. This one? It's the only one he's got. Oh, shit. Alright, let's look at the fight. The who?
I've got a really bad feeling about that.
Heal my weary companion. Don't suffer in silence. A wall of shield. Feeling gale! You're mine! Coyote one. It's coming! Holy glimmer! Move escape! Blaze of shield! Elusive feeling gale! A wailing gale! I'll take you all on! Ripping you apart! Bloody falling! It's well! Demons descend! Flashing fang!
Oh, violent guarding wind.
Now!
Annihilate now!
I'm ready! Show me! Hey! Blow them away! Take this!
Laser spear!
Elusive feeling! I'm ready! Ridwell! Demons descend! Flashing fang! My turn!
Small, but a victory nonetheless.
We have a long way yet to go.
You said raining slash? You gotta get under the thing, yeah?
This guy's like right under him, but he doesn't massive damage.
Alright, well, we'll see.
I've got a really bad feeling about this.
Can you take it?
Burning!
Ready, flash!
Here's my call!
Blow away!
Ready!
Breath of life! Time to cross blade!
Laser spear! Here's the illuminate the dark! Come forth, holy land! Healing heaven and earth! A wailing pantheon! Annihilation!
Blow away!
Downfall! Show me what my art can do!
Can't get out of this!
Carve now through all!
I can carve through armor!
Confiscated! That'll bring you down!
Breath of life! Heal my weary companion!
Air thrust!
Kill it!
Lightning condemned!
I'm being interrupted.
Swim!
By the power of water! Requires complete focus!
Blue escape!
Gemini Aqua!
Blow away!
Ready flash! A chain between heaven and earth! A whirling fancy of lightning! Heat arc! First grade! You all catch away!
This one's all mine! Tempting! Blow away! Catapult! Hurricane thrust!
Oh, violent guardian wind!
Hurricane
Now through all!
Charge like that can easily be faced.
Just as well, I'm here to stop.
I'm not done! Eat this! Here I come!
Now you see what I can do!
Now or never!
Maelstrom! Here's a heater looks like you got this one covered!
They smite with blazing blade!
Hold on to your arms! Here I come!
Escape! No further!
In here! By the power of water! My watch! Annihilation!
I'm not done!
Searing fire!
Dragon down!
I'm going to need to use all the power of my healing arts to accomplish this.
Training flash!
Kisara, I'll stop your movement.
And I'll stop your life!
I think I'm getting stronger.
design of this equipment is really interesting.
You must really like it, Alphen.
I need something to eat.
It's already here. Can I come back down the way I was? Okay. That turned around. Yeah, turned around. But it happens. It all looks the same.
No.
I have a bad feeling about this.
I don't know what I'd do without you.
Perhaps now isn't the time?
I really don't.
I'm not done! It's go time! I'm not done! Hurricane Thrust! Searing Gale! Bloody I'm ready!
I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
Mega Ray!
Take this!
All disasters made
You picked the wrong fight! It's over! Covering wind!
Now! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
There you go, Alphen!
It's time to end this battle!
I'm right beside you! I'm only getting Reload!
Severing wind!
Here I
Take
come! Lightning
I'm ready! Go! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
You're quite the gunslinger.
I have to be, in this world.
Don't worry. I've got your back.
We'll beat the little things first. Oh wow.
Don't get careless!
Don't tell me!
Freeze laser!
Come and face me!
Another incantation ruined! I'm free!
Can you take
No, I was going down the hallway here, and it's like, oh, all these little trashy things, yada yada yada. Okay, fine. I don't know. Went to walk down the alternate hallway, saw this giant thing like fills the doorway. All right, well maybe we'll go back and do the trash first.
Prepare to be sealed, though. Actually, sound is more appropriate.
Less talking, more doing.
Victory is within reach.
Dig deep, and we can do this!
Impressive fervor, little one.
negative blade? Take this! Burn!
A wailing beauty of lightning! Burn it!
You're mine!
Glacial Spear!
It's over! You're mine! Take this! Hurricane Thrust! Take this!
I never miss! A chain between heaven
Can't
and
get out of bed!
Take this! No escape! Here I come!
Do it!
Come on! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
my favorite.
Fruit.
Yeah, you one down here, one. Oh, no. Oh, good, there's two of them. Nah, I don't go around them. I go through them.
This one will be difficult to
predict. I only pulled one. That's nice.
No dawn shall break this night. It can hide itself? Amazing!
Yep.
Then tonight's meal is on you.
Good God.
God, you're in. Ain't in the mood.
Can't get out of this!
Reload! Where are you going? Not on my watch!
You're mine!
I'm going to
I don't know about that. A lot of them were bosses at one time.
I'll stop its charge!
Thanks, Kisara!
I don't know where you are. She'll find me.
Wind! Hurricane thrust!
What in the world?
Don't hurry!
I'm alright. I'm still standing.
That's my cue!
The flames shut him down! I can carve through armor!
Yeah, they don't take long. But compared to the bosses, it's nothing.
Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclops!
Don't push yourself too hard.
Yeah, compared to the boss version to them, nothing.
This one will be difficult to predict.
Wind! Hurricane thrust! Me the strength to march on!
Need to pull myself together. Reload!
Hurricane
Here's evil!
to shield from
I don't know. They only put them in. Leftovers, isn't there?
Where are you going?
I'm done. Oh, that'd be good.
Let's get you all to
I thought they were like more hot dogs than that.
All I can do is have habits and
Not looking to fight over it.
I'm sorry to disappoint you.
Hurricane thrust! Not today!
I'm out of ammo. I'm all filled.
Hey, that's no good.
No further!
I can do this all day.
No, wrong one.
I'll smash you! You're mine!
I'm going to need to use all the power of my healing arts to accomplish
Can you
this.
take it? Elusive field! No dawn shall break this night! Elusive field!
Come on.
Here's evil. I never fit.
No further! It's yours to be let free! Ignite! Take this! Catapult! You're finished!
Anything in armor is all mine. In here.
Hurricane
It looks like you got this one covered.
Hurricane thrust!
Burning strike.
Nothing
gets by me. Where that came from?
Louis! I'll smash you! I'm not! Take this! Shine! Radiant light! Severed wind! Hurricane thrust! Try harder! Severed wind! Hurricane thrust! Dance on the wind!
Now.
Look sharp! Lightning fighter blade!
I'm pretty worn out.
Want to rest up for a bit?
Yes, I know. This is not good. Come on. Rare plate is going to be Kisara. Alright, I think the only one that doesn't have new gear is Dolium. Lightning Tiger Blade is my favorite.
Brace yourself! This one's tough! A world shield from calamity! No escape! Blow away! Win!
I need something.
You need to be healed.
How the mighty have fallen.
Take this!
Let me free you of your power! Hurricane Thrust!
Lightning Thunder! A chain between heaven and earth. And again!
Too back!
Stand back. I'll trip it up.
Dragon Swarm! Now I can try this! Eruption! Explosive ring!
Lunar corruption! More with that case! Lunar blast!
Raining flash!
One more! I go in with my
Blow
blow!
away!
Bloody
Here, let me help you! Lightning blast! Thunder blast!
I like the Divine Cyclone too. That's Alphen and Kisara.
Ignite!
Armor wall, save you! That'll bring you down!
You can't get out of this!
Confiscated! Lunar corruption! Outstanding form!
Severing wing!
Get out of it.
Lunar corruption!
You're mine! This one's all mine! Eat dirt! No further!
Ready to win!
Shine! Radiant light! Regeneration! Raining flash! On your knees!
Illuminate the dark!
Hurricane thrust! Devastation!
Thanks so much! Thanks for the healing. Watch yourself, okay? Yeah, you too. This one's mine.
Take this!
I'll cover you. Lightning orb!
Save you!
Lightning energy!
The flame inside me yearns to be let free! They smite!
Hold on to your art. Here I come!
Strike!
Don't mind if I do.
Get
toasty!
Burn strike!
It was a close thing.
What, Kips? Alright, I can do that. That's good. Alright, we'll get down this next corridor and call it a night. Huh? I'm gonna just save it wherever. Yeah. It's just I'm gonna be here for the next 2 hours looking for the damn boss.
I have a bad feeling about this.
They smite with dragon blade! Take this!
I think I'll pass on the answer.
Severing wing! Blow away! You're mine! Dragon Swarm! Raining flash! Heal my weary companion. Take that!
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Done! I'll leave it to you!
You must be tired of killing me. I'm merely doing what I can to help. Glad drawn up.
Take this!
I like Shield. No Monkey Star either.
It's over! Severing Wind! Heal my weary companion! Severing Wind! Kill! You're mine! Start up! Devastation! I have no limits! Here I go!
I'm sorry.
Feeling Gale! This one's all mine!
God.
You picked the wrong fight! Soaring Wind! Searing Gale! Breath of life! Heal my weary... Run away!
I'll stop your movement.
And I'll stop your life!
I've been doing really great lately.
Pixie Crystal, finally.
This one will be difficult to predict.
Light
Our arc is being interrupted.
Searing Gale!
Another incantation ruined.
Got flyers! All yours! Heal my weary companion! Shine! Radiant light! Force of regeneration! Regenerate!
Charge like that could easily...
It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire! Forward island guiding wind!
I'm not done!
In here! Where are you going?
In a bind? The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
What?
Burn!
Lunar blast! I'm all stopped up!
Severing Wind! Searing Gale! Eagle Ray! Severing Wind!
Outstanding form!
No, I understand it didn't work.
Radiant light!
I'll be saving this one!
It's not an immediate thing.
Is that a healing art? It is. I can't ignore your pain. I'll try to be more careful.
Even wider! Wind! Searing Gale!
I'm nearly done for.
No! Can't end here!
Don't give up!
No further!
By the power of one!
Nothing gets by me.
Do it!
Come here.
Demons descend! Flashing bang! From beyond, imbue this vanquished soul with life! Resuscitation!
Here's a healing art!
Scream face of blood.
I've not used it enough to know.
Excellent technique. How are your weapons holding up? Best not to give me any ideas.
As impressive as always.
Here I hope there was improvement.
No, I mean, you're even better than ever.
I've never seen Xion actually look flustered.
This'll come in handy.
Don't push yourself too hard. And thus our strength... yet grows. This one will be difficult to predict.
A wall of shield from calamity! Anything in armor is all mine!
Flame of fury! Burning!
Here I come!
Hear my call!
This one's all mine. Roll away. Ready? Win. Tear. Searing gale.
Will this help? I can't imagine what we do without you, Rinhel.
Who, me? That's a little much, don't you think?
I'm serious. You're a lifesaver.
Strike.
A wailing bounty of lightning!
Dragon form.
Need to pull myself together. Be careful not to overdo it.
I'm sorry. You got
Burn in hell.
This one's mine!
What I can do. Take this.
A chain between heaven and don't mind if I do! I'm going to need to use all the power of my healing.
You're finished.
Here's a healing
Raining blast. Rending you apart. Nothing is over.
Another incantation ruined.
Resonate with the earth. Deny. On your knees.
Natural energy! Up and at 'em! Let's go! Lunar corruption!
Here I come. Time to let it rip.
In here!
You're mine. No escape.
Here's a healing
Dragon form.
Disasters Main 1!
Try this.
Healing of purity!
Rending you off the ring.
Annihilation!
Dragon form.
You must stand alone!
Being interrupted.
Yeah, it looks like this one, Dragon Swarm special, the Stubborn Wind special. They drain his health.
Wrong fight.
I can handle it! Magic is in!
Look sharp. Lightning tiger blade.
That said, worth it.
I've used a bit too much healing.
No, I know you wouldn't. I do. Yeah, that one turns invisible. It's gonna save me time. I'm good. Alright, this is gonna lead to a boss. So we're gonna call it here. $50 hours in. Alrighty. So, be back on next Tuesday. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see. Because I really want to get this done. So, thank you to everybody who stayed to watch and hang out and chat and do all that stuff. And, yeah, like, share, subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later.